What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Adrenaline Motorsports and RCs. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you guys are subscribers to my channel, welcome back. Thank you for coming back and watching my videos. So today we are talking about the RGT. So yeah, talking about the RGT. If you guys saw my last video, I'll put a link up here so you guys can see this last video. Basically a comparison between the RGT and my SCX10. I'm sorry, SCX24. I meant to say C10. SCX24. That big boulder that I tried to climb the first time with the RGT. It didn't make it up there. The axial made it up further than the RGT. The SCX10 could probably make it all the way up to the very tippy top, which I think it did. I'm going to have to recheck my videos, but I think it did make it all the way up. If not, at least made it halfway, which the RGT basically climbed up a little bit and just tipped right over. So I started thinking about what can I do to fix that remedy of it tipping over. I have a feeling that it tips over a lot more for the main fact of the back. I think it could also have to do with the tires. Again, I think. I know tires make a very big difference when it comes to crawling. I haven't done any competition crawlings or anything like that. I'm just going out for fun, having fun with it. So I was actually looking up a couple videos on YouTube, and I came across this guy that he actually did something that got me interested. It got me interested, to say the least. To see if it would work. When I gotta actually get a scale, like a little miniature scale thing, to weigh stuff. When he weighed it, it gave him, I think it was about 9 grams or something like that. So I figured, you know what? I'll do the same thing. Let me try it out and see what is what. See if it works or not. So needless to say, I tried it. If you guys give me a second, I'll take the wheels off of the RGT here, and I can show you guys what I'm talking about. So, of course, we all know that they have the brass weights for the SCX24 and all that good stuff, which helps out a lot with it, with the climbing and the stability on them. The downfall on that is basically the more weight you start adding to the motors tend to fail early, which I've seen videos on YouTube and all that good stuff, but we'll talk about that in a second. So back to the RGT. Of course, we all know they have brass weights for the SCX24, and I have been looking and I have not found any type of weights for the RGT. So what he did, he ended up getting some washers, which I got washers right here. For these wheels, because of the offset of the wheels, which is the inside here, the depth from the depth of the wheel back here, there's enough depth that I can get for these washers. Let's put them all in there, and if you guys can see that, it is literally, it's actually in a little bit, but it's almost at the edge of the rim. So I tried this. Unfortunately, I didn't try it outside. I didn't try it going up that boulder, which you guys haven't. If you guys haven't seen, I'll put a link up here. I'll put that video up here so you guys can go check that video out. That boulder that I tried to climb with the RGT, it definitely didn't make it up there. The SCX-24, I believe it made it up there, or it made it halfway, or a quarter of the way. Anyway, it made it further than the RGT did. So like I said in that previous video, my mission now is to try to get this RGT to climb that boulder. I got to do it now. I definitely have to do it. So I'm trying to think of each and any way to be able to get this RGT to climb up that boulder. So I saw that video, and the guy put washers in the wheel. And this was actually on the SCX-24s. It wasn't even on the RGT. It was the SCX-24. But it piqued my interest, and I'm like, you know what? Let me try and see if I can do it with the RGT. So, long story short, went out, bought some washers. This is the size for whoever has the, for any of you guys that has the RGT. I think the, which is it? The URAV or something like that. I think they share the same wheels. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Element Sendero might share the same wheels. I could be wrong on that. Do not quote me on that. I could be wrong. But off the top of my head, that's the only one I can think about. So anyway, the RGT. I put these on. Of course, I can't go outside. It snowed, so everything's full of snow. With these little 124 scales, how much crawling can you do on the snow? Anyway, so I do have a couch. I do got pillows. I tried it out to see pretty much the same incline as that boulder, and it didn't really work. Let's put it that way. It didn't really work. Does it help? It does help. What I ended up doing was, since the battery on the RGTs sit in the back here with the weights on the front and the battery back here, I think the battery was also giving it some weight where it would just tip over. So what I wound up doing was, I actually have the battery charger right now, but as soon as it's charged, then I'll throw it on here and I'll show you guys what it does on the couch. What I ended up doing was, I put the battery right on top of the motor temporarily. It's not staying there forever. Put it on top of the motor and grab some, this is Velcro. Just wrapped it around, Velcroed, and I did that. Now, it helped it climb. That it definitely did. With these washers and the battery on top, up front, basically, on top of the motor, it helped. It did help. It did climb it, which I was happy about. Well, am I going to leave the battery there in the front? No, not just going to have it sitting on top of the battery. The other thing is, if you guys do decide to do it, I wouldn't recommend doing it, putting the battery on top of the motor, because the motor does wind up getting hot, and you're basically putting a LiPo battery on top of the motor, something that gets hot on top of a battery, and I wouldn't recommend it. But if you guys want to do it, hey, it's your responsibility, not mine. I'm not telling you to do it, but I did it just for testing purposes. So the other thing, if you guys can see the body pin here, it's already maxed out. So I cannot raise this pin up. If I could raise this pin up, the battery could sit on here, the body will sit nice, and you could probably leave it like that. The issue with that is, with this pin being maxed out, the way it is, when you put the body on, when you put the body on, you basically the side of the body basically sits like that. So you can't put the body pin on. You can't put this body pin on. I'm sorry, that was the body post. You can't put the body pin on. So again, it was just testing purposes. I only put 2 body pins on it anyway. But anyway, we'll give a shot with that. The other thing, somebody commented on my last video about the wheels that they've tried looking. I'm just trying to see who it was. They tried looking around to see. Okay, so this is Toe Shifter that left a comment that he was thinking about picking up a RGT V2, but he was wondering about what mods are possible for it. He can't find any videos or anyone taking off the tires and basically trying them out to see what the trying them out, I guess, SCX24 to the RGT to see if they would work, or any other wheels. Will the RGT body mount on the XCX24? Will it mount on the SCX24? Yes, it will mount on the XCX24. One of the issues that you're going to have with that is the C10. I don't know if the deadbolt is shorter, but the C10, the wheelbase is longer front to back than, yes, the wheelbase is longer on the SCX24 than it is on the RGT. So you would actually have to shorten the wheelbase on the SCX24 to be able to put the RGT body on there. And he also says that he loves the Defender body. I do too. I like the body because they also had a truck. But guys, the Land Rover Defender body, you can't go wrong. It's just a badass looking body. Anyway, so he asked what the hubs look like on the RGT. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a wheel off of the SCX24 so we can compare the hubs on it. I think I compared it in my last video, but hey, I'll do it again. I don't care. All right, so if you guys can see here, that's the hub. There's more light. All right, so that's what the hub looks like on the SCX24. This is what the hub looks like on the RGT. So comparison. They are not the same. The C-hub on it is completely different than the C-hub on this. I mean, completely different. So there you go. There's that one. And this ring right here, this is the axial. I'll go over so you guys can see the emblem right there. And this is the RGT. So, sorry guys for the lighting. I know it's hard to see it. I'm trying my damnness here so you guys can see it good. So yeah, the C-hubs are different. Now, he also asked, Toe Shifter also asked if what type of wheels or what wheels would fit onto the RGT. SCX24. That's on there. The only other thing is you will not be able to use the SCX24 wheel nut. You'll have to use, obviously, you have to use the RGT wheel nut. There you have it. I got the wheel on. The wheel's on. There is no play. It sits on there nicely. Hey guys, If you guys are looking to see what type of wheels will fit on the RGT SCX24, I forget what dimension this is. Either way, whatever the dimension is, the hex size for the SCX24 is the same for the RGT. So those wheels, I could take the wheels off of the SCX24 and put them onto the RGT. What I noticed, which I'm just noticing now, is that with the wheel of the RGT, with the wheel of the SCX24, it sits in closer right here. What I mean by that is, if you guys take a look at where the stock wheel is, see how far it is from this part right here? Check that out. This part, take a look at this part right here. And look, this is a stock wheel. See how much space is right there? And this is all the way in. I can't push it in no more. And here's the SCX24 wheel. See how much closer that moves in? I'll do that again. So you guys see that right there? And the SCX24 wheel. See how much closer that is in? Do they fit? Yes, they fit. I've already tested them. They do fit, no rubbing on it. Now let's see what it looks like with the body on. Because some of you guys might end up liking the SCX24 wheels better with the RGT. I already found one issue, guys. So I got the wheel turned all the way to the left. And see if you guys can see that right there. It rubs on the shocks. So does it fit on here? Yeah, it fits. But it does rub on the shocks. The only thing I can think of would probably be to get something to stick in between the wheel and that hub, to be able to space it out a little bit more. The offset on that wheel is so high that it just pushes in the wheel too close to the shocks. Because once you turn it to the left, you're completely hitting. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. But once you turn it to the left, you're just completely hitting the shock there. But either way, let me show you guys what the wheel looks like with the Defender body. Again, sorry about the lighting. I know it's kind of hard to see. But, I mean, the bigger tire does kind of look good on there. And I've already tried the RGT wheel on the C10, and I kind of like it. Here's a RGT wheel, and that's a stock wheel. The front one here is the RGT, and I kind of like it. Again, sorry about. I wish it was a little brighter in here so you guys be able to see better. But I kind of do like it. I kind of do like it with the RGT wheel on there. So again, the RGT wheel fits on here fine. So a lot of people are talking about the how the SCX24 motors, with all the brass and everything, the motors tend to give out quicker. So I was actually down in my stuff that I have for my for my RCs, and I came across this motor. Puny little thing compared to my 110 scales. This thing's puny. So anyway, so this motor is actually off of hopefully you guys can see it if it focuses. X-Mods. You used to be able to get these things at Radio Shack when there was a Radio Shack. Some of your older guys might know about Radio Shack. So I grabbed this motor and I thought to myself, it might work, it might not work. I haven't seen how the motor mounts onto the transmission. I've probably seen videos, but I didn't really pay attention till now. I mean, I have this motor here. I'm guessing it's at 27,000 RPMs. I don't know. That's what it says. You guys can see that. Right there, it says 27,000. So I was thinking about putting that motor on here. And wow, when I said that as a puny motor, I was wrong. So this motor is actually bigger than the the SCX24 motor. So as you guys see, that's the SCX24 motor right there. And that is the X-Mod motor. So, I mean, dude, this motor is just bigger and fatter. I don't even know if I'll be able to fit it on here because I think it's going to wind up hitting the rear link. It's going to hit the rear link. It's going to hit this battery tray bracket right here. So I don't know if that's going to work, but I might be trying this motor. So my thing is trying to get this RGT right now to just climb some incline. I have the battery for the RGT charging right now. Once that's fully charged, I'm gonna put it on the RGT. I'm gonna put it here on the RGT on the stock location with the washers, and we're gonna try to climb the pillow on the couch to see if it'll make it up there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the battery, basically sit it up in the front like that. This is an axial battery. Luckily, the RGT battery is a lot smaller, where it'll be able to literally sit on top of the motor. So I'll mount the stock motor battery of the RGT up here, Velcro it just to hold it in place, and we're going to try that method, and we're going to see which method is going to help the RGT climb the sofa. I'm looking at it trying to think of a name. So we're going to see which one climbs the sofa better. Is it with the battery in the back, the battery in the front? I already tested it. I know which one's going to work better. With the washers, I'm going to keep the washers in the front to give it that weight. We're going to wait till that battery charges up, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so finally battery's charged. Got it back on here. I'm going to try climbing up this couch with the battery in the back, and hopefully you guys can see the washers on the front there. So we're going to try and climb the sofa. Alright, so I got the truck in position, and now we're going to try to climb from here, go up this way to see how it's going to do. So let's give it a shot. And as you see, it just tips. Trying to go as slow as possible. She just tipped right over. So now what we're going to try is put the battery from the back in the front and see how that works out. Alright, so the battery, it being back here, what we're going to do is literally, I thought I turned this off, literally sit it right on the motor just like that. Grab a piece of Velcro that I have, throw the Velcro around from underneath like so. Put the battery up top, and just for now, that's what it is. So what I was saying earlier was, you doing that, once you put the body back on, as you guys can see in the front here, the body posts are not as high as they should be. So what I'm going to do, just for testing purposes, I'll just put one here, and I'll put one across. So basically put the other one here, and we'll go check, and then we'll go test it out again. Alright, so here we are again on mountain couch sofa, and with the battery up front, the washers on the front wheels, and now let's see if it'll climb. And it's still, try that again. Still doing the same thing. What I'm going to try now is I'm going to take the back wheel off and see how that's going to work out. Alright, so as you guys can see, I took the spare wheel off, and now let's see how it does. Oh, it made it. So that rear spare tire is definitely causing weight in the back. That does not help it climb. And there we go. There you have it. Alright, so I did just try that. You guys saw that it made it up. Now, I want to try it again with the battery on the back, no spare wheel, and the spacer, the washers on the front. And I want to see how that is going to work out. If it's the wheel, the spare wheel, that's giving the weight in the back that it's not being able to climb, then I might have to get more weight in the front, because I kind of do like having the spare tire on the back. Let's go back to the couch again. Alright, and here we are. Let's try it now. Again, no spare tire, battery mounted in the back, and the washers in the front. Yep, I thought that's what was going to happen. All right, guys. So there you go. We saw what happened. Having the battery also mounted in the back doesn't help with the climb. Took the spare tire, took that off, moved the battery to the front, and yeah. So I might have to figure out how much I'm going to have to go buy a scale, because now I got to figure out how much weight the battery and the spare tire is on the back. And I'm going to have to put more weight up in the front with the washers, or I'll probably end up changing out the washers and try to get something a little heavier in there. Now that I know how deep that wheel is, I'm gonna have to figure something out, guys. So the other thing I wanted to try out was the SCX24 wheels. I want to try the SCX24 wheels on this and see if it'll end up climbing that sofa again. So let's get on with it. Alright guys, so as you guys can see, I put the axial wheels on the RGT, and guys, I like it. I like the way that looks. Like really, really like the way that looks. And I put the RGT wheels on the SCX24, and dude, I am loving, absolutely loving the way that that looks. Like it's, to me, I think it just looks badass the way it sits with the RGT wheels on it. I mean, guys, take a look at this. Take a look at that, how it sits with the RGT wheels on there. I think that looks badass. So, I don't know. I wonder how these tires would do out on the trails. Not really much climbing here, because I know the SCX24 will be able to climb. I mean, we can give it a shot, but back to the RGT. So, again, I'm going to try with the SCX24 wheels. I did put the weights. I did put the washers on the front. You might not be able to see them, but if you guys take a look in there, you can kind of see the washers are in there. I put the battery in the front, and again, no spare tire. So let's see how this thing climbs. And now the RGT sits higher off of the ground than it did compared to the stock wheels. So that's how it sits now. Let's go over to the couch and see what this thing can do. All right, so let's see how it does with the SCX24 wheels, the weights in the front, and the battery mounted on the front of it. And there you have it. Even though it has a higher center of gravity now, because of the SCX24 wheels, which are taller than the stock wheels. I mean, yes, it does lift up its front tires, as you guys can see. I'll give you a closer look here. Give it one more shot. Straight up. Alright, so now of course I had to try out the SCX24 with the RGT wheels. No weights on the front. Let's see how the SCX24 will do. No problem. No problem at all. Yep, no problem at all. guys, look how that looks. Those wheels, I think the RGT wheels on this thing just look awesome. I think they just look straight awesome on there. Alright guys, so there we have it. I'm going to have to get more weight on the front of the RGT here, and I actually do like the way the wheels look. I really do like the way the wheels look on the RGT from the SEX24, and the way the RGT wheels look on the SEX24. Guys, let me know what you guys think. Should I leave the RGT wheels on the axial and the axial wheels on the RGT, or should I swap them back to how they were? To me, I kind of like the way this looks. It gives the Chevy a more rugged look. And I think for the axial, I'm sorry, I think for the RGT, the axial wheels give it more of that Land Rover look. Guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And if you haven't yet, please hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll hit you up in the next video. You guys have a good time. Christmas coming soon. These are awesome little RCs to play around with in the house. As you guys can see, I'm over there on the couch playing with it. And if my wife finds out, she's going to flip out. So, guys, you guys have a good one. And keep RCing, man. Have a good night, guys.